few projects and things that are going on in town. I think most everyone knows that earlier this month, our code enforcement officer, Gary Gardner, retired and has left the area. So the code enforcement for the last month or so has kind of fallen to Public Works and myself. Police Department's helping us with that. Public Works is helping us with that, identify the properties that need to be addressed. And just so you know, tonight, as of today, 87 letters have been written in the last 3 weeks for code violations throughout town. And that's in addition to the letters that had already been written. And we'll work through the process with each one of these property owners. And we have had a crew going around and mowing lots and cleaning up properties that have been neglected. So we have advertised for someone to fill that position. We have one applicant for the position. We hope we have a few more so we can sit down and interview those and talk with those and come up with a code enforcement / community development individual to kind of fill both roles and make it a hybrid job. So I guess what I would ask from the community tonight is if you see properties that need attention until we have somebody in that capacity full time, help us out, either give us a call or give Public Works a call and let us know where these properties are so we can address them before they get any worse than they already are. And we would appreciate the support of the community for that. While we're talking about employees, it is my great pleasure tonight to introduce 2 new employees to you. Both of these employees are working here at Town Hall. The first one is up here writing like crazy. Her name is Taylor Ginger. She is a casualty of the Premise Bank closure. She has taken the position of the Administrative Assistant Secretary to our office. So she will be handling all the correspondence and the minutes of the meetings and the agendas of the meetings and things going forward. So she's going to be the new voice that you hear when you call Town Hall. So we're really happy to have her here. Mrs. Taylor, right here. The other employee that I want to introduce tonight, some of you already know, again, from Premise Bank, is Bridget Goff. She's come in to work in the finance department, and Leanna told me it was okay to go ahead and announce this tonight, that she's going to be working directly with Leanna. Leanna has announced that she is going to handle her retirement next June. So that gives Bridget an opportunity to shadow her with her for a period of a year through tax season and budget season and all of that process for a year to get her in step to follow up with Leanna. So Bridget, thank you for coming.
Thank you.
We got some projects working. The first thing everybody's heard us talking about, the EMS program we're developing. The ambulance is here. It's in the bay at the firehouse. We took delivery on it about 10 days ago. If you get a chance and you have some time and you want to, stop by there and take a look at it. It's pretty impressive. We are going to have an open house once we get all of our permitting and everything in place and showcase all of our equipment and our employees over there. We are still hopeful that we will have all of our certifications in place to roll out operations July 1, and it will be an advanced life support crew, 7 days a week, 24 hours a day. So there's going to be a boost to EMS, emergency medical services in the town. It's still going to depend on the volunteer rescue squad, a great deal for backup and support. You never have one emergency call at one time. It seems like you have several at one time. We only have one ambulance going through, so the volunteers will be backing us up in the town limits, and they will also be the first units responding in the surrounding areas in the county. So But it is in-house, it is here, and it's pretty impressive. So, we got a couple of water projects going on. I don't know if you've been watching what's going on over on Mound Street on the riverbank, but they have started the water line replacement under the Jackson River. They actually started trenching the riverbed yesterday. They've got their coffer dam in place. They're going to have to trench the river bottom 10 feet below the riverbed to get the angle that they need to line the pipes up. Because, you know, obviously you can't go down and back up or up and down with metal pipe. So they have to trench it 10 feet below the riverbed to get where they need to be to connect those pipes. They're working on that. It's a slow process. You're at the mercy of the river. The plan is for it to be completed sometime early September. And by completed, that means the river lines replaced, the forced sewer main in the river relocated, also below the riverbed, and the temporary water line that's laying on the A Street Bridge to be removed, and the barricades that have been set around that for 2 years to be removed and opened up. So that's underway. The topic of conversation throughout town has been the water on Ridgeway Street at Ridgeway and Commercial. We did a little talk with the Allegheny Journal about that the other morning to explain that. That leak that you see is actually a small side effect of the much larger leak that we're dealing with. Those are valves that are leaking in the street, and they are leaking because we actually turned those valves and it disrupted the packing in those valves when we did that because they were so old and had not been operated for so many years. That's correct, isn't it, Zach?
That is correct, yeah.
So, but they're all part of the much larger replacement. The ads went out in the paper yesterday for the bids to start being accepted on that. We have a mandatory pre-bid meeting for that project on the 24th of this month. We plan to open the bids on July the 7th at 3 o'clock here at Town Hall. And hopefully we'll be awarding the contract shortly thereafter once the low bid contractor has been qualified, and we get them started as soon as possible.
Yeah.
Correct?
Yeah, I would think between the bid opening time and going to construction would be 2 to 4 weeks. And the construction time, it's a relatively small project, probably completed in 45 days or so after that.
So that's where we are with that. And the last thing I want to kind of bring everybody up to date on, we've been talking about the potential for the development of the Jefferson School Building and a grant that council authorized us to apply for. And that grant application has been submitted to the Virginia Housing Authority. It is a community impact grant and community engaged planning grant. That means that throughout the whole process of the redevelopment of that property as it comes to fruition, the community will have their input. They will have input and say 1 to 2 public meetings with follow-up 1-to-1 interviews of members of the community. And after the conceptual drawings are submitted, a revisit with the stakeholders in the community that have showed an interest in that project, and hopefully in a unified effort to move forward in conjunction to be a good part of the community and create good neighbors for that project. Once the grant is awarded and the community impact grant study is started, they project that will take 7 months to complete. And that's all I have for my report tonight.